Did anybody have any other questions about that conference that I was talking about? No? Okay. So no class next week. We're not going to have a regular class. I'm only meeting with parents and students next week. And then the week after that, we'll be back on track. Okay. Just want to make sure you guys knew that. All right. Since nobody has a question, let's find our Mojave rattlesnake article here. This one. This is on page 85. Page 85. We're going to do the same thing we did for the Sahara sand viper. I'm going to read this to you so that you can focus on underlining things that are important or interesting or both, right? Important things might be like where these snakes are found and maybe what they look like. But then there's interesting things that you might not know about these snakes that you want to include too. So you're going to underline on your paper as I'm reading this, and then we're going to talk about what things are we going to use in our keyword outline. Same thing we did for the Sahara sand viper. So this one's called the Mojave rattlesnake. So get your pens and pencils ready, whatever you prefer. The Mojave rattlesnake is armed and dangerous. I kind of like how they start this article, armed and dangerous, because usually that's what you say like about a criminal who has a gun and they're dangerous and they're like crazy or whatever. But we're talking about a rattlesnake, so it's kind of cool to say armed and dangerous because I don't know, it sounds like cool to me. So I think I'm going to use that in my keyword outline. A medium-sized snake, its long, retractable fangs inject a very powerful venom. Its venom is stronger than that of any other rattlesnake in North America. When threatened, a Mojave rattlesnake will begin to rattle, bring its head up, and strike at danger over and over. I'm going to pause there for a second because I got interested in that word retractable. Does anybody know what that means, retractable? Camila?
Like to retract its fangs in or out.
Yeah, they come out and then they can go. Retractable means going back in. You're right. Kind of like if you have a cat, their claws are like that. Like when your cat's sleeping and relaxed, their paws are all nice and soft, right? But if they're upset or they're going to try to get something or climb a tree or do something with their claws, they come out. Right? It's a lot sharper when it comes out like that. Same type of thing. You're right, Camila. So interesting. I didn't know that about these snakes, that their fangs go back in. Weird. Okay, but cool. I'm going to keep going. So you keep underlining things that you think is interesting. While they can grow up to 50 inches long, most grow to about 3 feet. Mojave rattlesnakes can be tan, olive, or gray-brown with dark diamond-like patterns running down their backs. Their heads are wide and triangle-shaped, but their name comes from the rattle at the end of their tails. Starting with just one section when they are young, the rattles increase each year, with a new section added each time the snake sheds its skin. The size of the rattle reveals the snake's age. Wow. Interesting. Okay. So however many rattles it has tells how old it is. That's interesting. Okay, I'm going to keep going here. So keep underlining. Named for the Mojave Desert, the Mojave rattlesnake hunts in the southwestern United States and central Mexico. It is mostly nocturnal and hibernates in the late fall and winter. Like other pit vipers, the Mojave rattlesnake uses 2 pits on its face to sense body heat, locating predators and prey. Night after night, it kills and eats rats, other snakes, mice, lizards, birds, frogs, and insects. They eat a lot of stuff. Anybody know what nocturnal means? What's that word, nocturnal? William, what's nocturnal?
It means it sleeps at day and hunts at night.
Yes, it sleeps during the day, hunts at night. Although I think I've seen these before because they're in Tehachapi too, up here. And they're even in Bakersfield because we live kind of near the desert or in the desert, really. I mean, Mojave, have you ever been to Mojave Desert before?
Yeah, I live near Mojave.
Yeah, I do too because I'm in Tehachapi and I'm probably like 20 minutes from Mojave, maybe 30 minutes from there. So it's close to us. So these snakes are close. I mean, I've seen them on our property before. And I've seen them during the day. Not so much at night, maybe because we're not really out there at night, but and then how about that word hibernate? You guys remember what that means? Hibernate? Yeah, kinda. Do you know, Nisaya, what's hibernate?
When they sleep through the winter.
Yes, exactly. Like other animals like bears is the first one that comes to mind. They hibernate. Good. Okay, so you know all of that. And they have these pits on its face. I'm thinking they're like little holes. That's usually what a pit is. It's like a hole in their face, and that's how they smell. Kind of like our nose, I guess, but instead of it coming out of their head, it's like in, holes in. All right, interesting snake, a little creepy. I'm not a fan of snakes personally, but does anybody have a snake at home? Some people have them as pets. No, no, me either. I really don't like snakes. But we have our Mojave rattlesnake here. By the way, we capitalized it, so we can count this as one because it's the name of this snake. And I'm thinking it would be cool to put armed and dangerous here because that would be a cool way to start our paragraph. So I'm just going to put armed, comma, dangerous. Oops, O-U-S. And then from here, you guys are going to take turns and tell me something that you underlined, and it doesn't have to go in order. It can if you like that. And here's the other thing. Everybody's outline can be a little bit different. So I'm going to do one together with you, but if you want to put different information, you can. So I'll start with William. What is something either important or interesting that you underlined in your article?
A medium-sized snake is its long, flexible fangs inject a very powerful venom.
Yeah, and that's a lot of information. We probably can either tell about the size or the fangs. Which one did you want to talk about from that sentence?
Fangs.
Yeah, let's put the fangs. So what are 3 key words we could put about the fangs?
Retractable.
Yeah, I like that.
Fangs and venom.
I think so too. Good job. I like that. And if you guys have something different, you can put something different, but I like that. Retractable, fangs, venom. Good job, William. Okay, when you're ready, Nisaya, I'll have you tell us something else, either important or interesting that you read. And then Camila, you can look too. I'll have Nisaya go next and then you'll go after her, okay? So look for some things you underlined that you thought were important or interesting to put in your report. You get to choose.
When threatened, a mode of rattlesnake will begin to rattle, bringing its head up and striking at danger over and over.
Yeah, I think that's a good one to include too. By the way, that word, it looks like Mojave, but it's actually a Spanish word. So it's pronounced Mojave, Mojave. It's a weird word though, but anyway, that's how you say it in Spanish. So how it attacks. What do you think we should put there, Nasaya? How can we put, that's a lot to put in there, but what are the most important parts? Or we could draw symbols, you know, like a head, maybe an up arrow or something. I don't know.
Threatened,
Okay.
rattle,
Okay.
head up, however, a head, an arrow.
Okay. Yeah. And then one more word.
And strike,
Yeah. I like that. Okay, so threatened. Good job. Rattle. Wait, is rattle next? Yeah. Rattle. And then I'm just going to draw a human head and an arrow to the head and then an arrow up. That's how I'm going to do it. But if you guys have a different way of doing that, I'm okay with that. And then strike. Threatened, rattle, head, up, strike. Good. And you guys can keep going, like, even though we're taking turns giving ideas, you can keep working on your outline while somebody else is thinking and talking, okay? So if you want to move on and keep going with your information, you can. And then Camila, whenever you're done with that, go ahead and tell us something else that you have underlined.
While they can grow up to 50 inches long, most grow to about 3 feet.
Yes, that's interesting. That's actually important information, how big they are. Okay, so should we talk about inches or feet? Because I don't know if we have enough room for both.
Feet.
Feet? Okay, so how can you say that in your outline? We can, for the number 3, we can just do a number 3. That's free. So what's a keyword there?
Grow.
Grow. I like that. Put grow and then what?
The number 3.
Okay.
Write the word feet and then long.
I like it. Good.
Yeah.
Grow 3 feet and long. Nice. Good job, Camila. Back to William. What else do you have?
Mojave rattlesnakes can be tan, olive, or gray brown with dark diamond-like patterns running down their back.
I like that too. Well, right away, we know we could probably draw a diamond for diamond shaped. But how else can we, maybe not all of those colors, but what do you think? How can we put that in there, William?
I think olive.
Okay.
That dark and then draw a diamond. And then patterns.
Yeah. Diamond, patterns. We could even draw a little snake here. And then draw an arrow like to its back. If you wanted to, so because it's on its back, obviously. That's good. So if you guys would rather use tan or gray brown, any of those other color words would be okay there. And then Nasaya, what do you think? What's next? And then you'll do one more, Camila, too, okay? So look ahead at yours.
Hunts in the southwest United States and central Mexico.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's good too, but we only have 2 spots left. And some things that stood out to me are like their tails, their rattles. And then what they eat. So I wonder, because we only have 2 spots left. I mean, if you like talking about like where they're from, that's okay, Nasaya, you can add that, but I kind of like the tail information, like the rattle information, and then what it eats. So what do you think, Nasaya? You still want to talk about like where it came from?
Mom.
They love you.
Where they're from.
Okay, where they're from. So if anybody else, like William or Camila, if you'd rather talk about what they eat or their rattle, that's fine. Okay, so you said, tell us what words you want to put there for number 5.
Hunts.
Okay,
Southwest, but we could just do US and Mexico.
Southwest. Oh yeah, Southwestern US and Mexico. Okay. Hunts, I like that. Southwest US and Mexico. Okay, but if you guys, William and Camila, if you want to put something different there, you can. And then Camila, what else do you want to put on yours?
With a new section added each time the snake sheds its skin, the size of the rattle reveals the snake's
Yeah.
age.
I think that's super interesting. So how could we put all that in one line? Maybe the end of that sentence, like where it says the size of the rattle reveals the snake's age, maybe that part. How could we put that into 3 words?
Maybe the word size, a picture of the rattle, and reveal age.
Okay, I don't know how to draw the rattle, do you? I guess little circles maybe. Okay, let's try that. Size. Well, it sticks up like that. I guess we could kind of draw the whole snake, huh? And then the rattle here. Is that how it kind of looks? Like little round. Give it a tongue there. I don't know. You're probably better than me at that, but I drew a little arrow there. Size, rattle, reveals, and age. Okay. Good. Your homework this week is going to do the second paragraph, to write the second paragraph. But remember, we don't have class next week. So this week you're going to write this paragraph, and then the next week you're going to write the third paragraph. So by the time we get back together again, you'll have the 3 paragraphs finished. So let's start this one because we have one more reptile to read about, and it's the Gray's monitor. So go ahead and put in here Gray's monitor. And by the way, that's a weird name for a reptile, but that's what it's called, Gray's monitor. And then let's get started on the keyword outline for Gray's monitor. We might not be able to finish it today, but you're going to finish it later because you guys are getting good at doing these keyword outlines by yourself. This is page 87, the Gray's monitor. By the way, there's a picture of him on the back. If you just peek at that, that's what it looks like. It's a lizard. It's not a snake this time. Okay, so there's a lot of information, a page and a half. We don't need all of it, but you're going to underline again what you think is interesting, okay? So like, again, our outlines might look all different, and that's okay. So with your pen or pencil, you're going to underline again, important and interesting. The Gray's monitor. Okay, the Gray's monitor, also known as the desert monitor, is a large lizard that lives in the Sahara Desert. We know about that. The Arabian Peninsula and the deserts of Central Asia. In the wild, they can grow to over 3 feet. So a little bigger, it says over 3 feet, so a little bit bigger than the rattlesnake. 0.91 meters in length and weigh up to 3 pounds or 1.3 kilograms. By the way, anytime they have this in parentheses, you don't have to include that. That's just telling you a different way of measuring it. In the United States, we usually use feet and pounds. So it's just a little extra information there. The monitor's forked tongue helps it smell prey. Gray's monitors have venom in their saliva and strong jaws to help them bite and chew. Their powerful tails can be used like whips for defense. They range in color from simple gray to brighter colors with stripes. By the way, really quick, who knows what saliva is? What's saliva? Nisaya, what is saliva?
The stuff in your mouth.
Stuff in your mouth. Sometimes we call it spit, right? It's this, it's the wet stuff that we have in our mouth, and it helps us digest food and all that. That's poisonous in these guys. So it must not be poisonous to themselves, obviously. But all they have to do is like drool on something, and then the poison comes out. Kind of gross. Okay. Let's look at this paragraph. You guys underline the interesting stuff. What Gray's monitors eat depends on where they live. They eat other lizards and snakes, ground nesting birds, tortoises, eggs, toads, gerbils, and young rabbits. They also sometimes eat carrion, including dead hedgehogs, cats, and dogs. So sad. But carrion is another word for dead animals that are already dead. Okay. So they eat those things. Gray's monitors can also feed on beetles, ants, snails, centipedes, and scorpions. Occasionally, Gray's monitors have been known to eat fruits and vegetables if they must. In fact, it seems they will eat almost anything. Okay, so these guys are omnivores. You could probably know about those. Meat and plant eating, they eat both. Okay, there's more on the back. Gray's monitors like to be solitary or alone. They will attack if they feel threatened and seem to be grumpier in cooler weather. When kept as pets, some monitors have lived to be 25 years old and grow up to 6 pounds or 2.7 kilograms. Although it may seem exciting to have a graze monitor as pets, they cannot really be tamed. Many will try to bite their owners even after years in captivity. So it just means these guys will bite. So they're not going to be great pets to have around. Interesting stuff about these guys. So going back to the front, did you guys get a chance to underline some things in that article? Okay, good. I think on our outline, because this is a different reptile, I think we should include that it's a lizard, and it does say it's a large lizard. So I'm just going to add that to my topic here for Roman numeral 3, large and lizard, because these two are snakes that we started with. This one's going to be different, a large lizard. Okay, so we have just a couple of minutes. I want to do this a little bit different because I want you guys to start practicing this by yourself. I'm going to let you work for a couple minutes by yourself and look at the things you underlined and start filling in your outline by yourself right now. And then in a minute or in 2 minutes, I'll ask you what you put. Okay, so let's see if you can work on this a little bit by yourself. If you get stuck or you need help, just raise your hand and I'll help you. But I want to see if you can start this part of the outline by yourself right here. Okay, so I'll just wait here for a couple minutes. Did anybody get to finish the first one, number 1? Give me a thumbs up if you got words for that one. Okay, good. It's almost time to go. So I know I interrupted you, but William, I'll start with you. What 3 words do you have or symbols or what do you have for regular number 1 here?
Wild, 3 feet, 3 pounds.
Okay, good. I like it. How about Nasaya? What do you have for number 1?
Lives as state for Sahara Desert in Arabian Peninsula and Asia.
Okay, that seems like too many words. Did you use a symbol for any of those?
Yes.
Okay, good. Awesome. And then Camila, what do you have for your regular number 1?
Roll over and I put the number 3 and then wrote the word feet.
Good. I love it how each of yours is a little bit different, and that's what I want. Okay, so I'm going to stop you there. Your homework, like I said, is just to write about the Mojave Desert this week, but then next week, you're going to finish Gray's Monitor by yourself. The keyword outline, finish that by yourself and write that paragraph. So when we come back together in 2 weeks, you'll have all 3 paragraphs finished. And don't forget your checklist. Super duper important. Remember, this is where you get your points from here. Okay. So make sure you got your topic clinchers. You're going to give it a new title when you're done with that last paragraph. And then you're going to make sure to use all these dress ups and stay away from those banned words and all that stuff. Camila?
We have to do 2 weeks of the grammar.
Yes, and I will put that in your Google Classroom as well, okay? So anytime I'll assign your homework, look to Google Classroom and see what that homework is for the week, and I'll have it posted there for you, but good question. Yes. All right, you guys, that's it for today. Good job. I will see you with your mom or your dad or grandma, whoever does your homeschool teaching. I'll see you with your adult parent, and then sometime next week. Did you have a question, Camila? Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Nasaya.